The day after the Super Bowl 58, Mikey Bugatti already has the future, sees the future for the Super Bowl 59. Okay.
Listen. If you sleep on money, money sleeps on you. And
Wow.
I'm never sleeping, all right? You're never catching me sleeping, and that's why I'm up at 9 a.m. drinking beers for you.
Welcome back to I'd Have a Beer. The I'd Have a Beer podcast is presented by Zeus Brewing Company out in Poughkeepsie, New York. New episodes out every week. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe on YouTube. And Mike, tell them, as always,
Slam those buttons, murder those buttons.
Murder those buttons. We're on the road to 100 subscribers, and we need your help. We're very close. If you're listening on Spotify or Apple Music, give us that 5-star rating that we absolutely deserve. And do me a favor, share this episode with a friend. They'll love it. The Super Bowl recap. Hit the follow on all of our social media at IHAP Podcast. Mike, tell the people, what do we got coming up?
Coming at you hot and fast with the most anticipated game of the year, the Super Bowl. We're going to talk about the game, the champions. We're going to talk about the best part, the commercials. We're going to get into the halftime show. We're going to get into some waste management action. Who won? How was the actual event? I was there myself live. And we're going to get into a couple other sports. So sit down, grab a beer, and listen to I'd Have a Beer.
I'd Have a Beer. Yeah. For everybody out there listening, we're filming this episode extremely early, but because, we got to do what we got to do for you guys out there. So beers are flowing early this morning.
Kegs and eggs on a Monday morning after the Super Bowl.
Yeah. Beers are flowing. Super Bowl. I mean, I thought I was going to be losing my voice. I was losing my voice up until the halftime show, third quarter. And then, I was rooting for the 49ers, obviously.
Yeah.
What'd you think? What did you think about the whole Super Bowl? Broadly, what did you think?
Give the people what they want. Give the people what they want. That's what it was. Before the game started, I was preaching that. We're already here. Just give the people what they want. And that's what they wanted. They wanted Patrick Mahomes to go to overtime and throw the ball to Mecole Hardman. Never heard of him. And win the game and shock the 49ers. And McCaffrey looked like he never ran the ball, wasn't running good. Their Chiefs defense all of a sudden is an all-star. I'm depressed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. Brock Purdy played a great game for the most part. I mean, at the end of the game, they were running the ball really good, and then the drive just stalled down on the goal line, down in the red zone, and they settled for a field goal. Dude, the missed extra point, huge.
Oh, yeah.
Okay? The missed extra point, huge. They're up 4 instead of 3 when they had to go down the field, Kansas City, and just settle for a field goal there. Instead of a touchdown, it's huge. I don't know, a lot of time, who knows? But even the punt, right? The punt where it touched the dude's fucking.
Oh, and he muffed it.
Huge. Look where they get the ball.
Tough. There was nothing he could have done. It hit that guy's foot. He was just in the wrong spot at the wrong time. But that guy, his wife left him. That's for sure. That was a big, costly mistake.
I mean, in the beginning of the game, I'm like, the 49ers, I'm like, they're just like, they just look great. The defense looked great, sacks, pressures, the offense moving the ball, running, trick plays, fucking all this stuff. They look good. And then it's just Patrick Mahomes. I mean, the dynasty, right? Now it's a dynasty, 3?
Now it's a dynasty. See, I thought that the Eagles were going to have some sort of dynasty because we were looking good twice in a row. I was like, it's our turn. I'm sick. No, the Chiefs get their dynasty. They 3 times in the last 5 years. Now it's considered a dynasty. And now no one on that team's going to leave because they won. They're going to stick around, keep it going. Andy Reid is the best coach in history.
Well, you saw, everybody saw it. I mean, I knew it was going to be a meme right away when freaking Travis Kelce just blew a gasket and just got in his face and put his hands on him, shoved him, moved him. coach can't even control him. I mean, obviously, this is why I'm not a head coach, because I would be making poor decisions in wrong times here. I would have benched this fucking guy for a little while. Bro, you don't put your fucking hands on me like that on national TV at the Super Bowl. I don't care who you think you are.
Yeah. And he didn't even score a touchdown. He didn't even make a game-changing play. He was barely there.
The first half of that game, I think he had like one reception, so I know he was frustrated with that, but Jesus, bro, like chill out. We were talking about Andy Reid. Does he come back? I heard maybe does he retire now? Because I don't know. I heard some crazy shit. Bill Belichick's still looking for a job. Does Andy Reid maybe step out now and Bill Belichick comes in and really solidifies the dynasty?
I thought Bill Belichick went to the College Football League and he's on Washington now.
And that's his son.
Oh, he's got a son also named Bill Belichick?
He's got a son that's was the defensive coordinator for the Patriots. I think he's in Washington now. Yeah.
Okay. The lineage is confusing for me. Yeah, maybe Bill steps in, but that wouldn't be a good fit. Bill and Patrick Mahomes, like, this guy's just trying to find the next Tom Brady. Loser.
Yeah.
He's a loser if he does that.
He also only needs like 15 wins to have the all-time winning record. So I don't necessarily know if he cares about what people think at that point.
But he's got to be a head coach.
Yes. Yeah.
That might be 2 seasons, coach. 3 seasons with the wrong team. 1 season with the right team.
Yeah, so I don't know. I mean, Andy Reid, 3 championships. I mean, the Kansas City Chiefs, say what you want. I mean, at the end of the day, you wake up this morning, Monday morning here, February 12th, and they're the Super Bowl. They're the champs. So, it is what it is. They are the champs. But, like, I mean, I just think they get so friggin' lucky in these situations. They get so freaking lucky in these situations. Look at the punt. We talked about the missed extra point. The guy walking onto the field tears his Achilles. One of their stud defensive player tears the Achilles, just like 49ers guy, just like walking onto the field. Like just the breaks and the stuff. It's just unbelievable. Everything just seems to go their way. Honestly, it didn't even feel like the Super Bowl yesterday.
It didn't, right?
It didn't. I don't know what it was, because maybe we were just sick and tired of hearing about Kansas City. It didn't even feel like the Super Bowl. Yes, I don't know what it was about it, but I didn't feel like this was the Super Bowl. I don't know.
Like the big game, it wasn't like the amp up. And probably more for me because I'm watching it during the day, man. It's like 4:30 when the game is on.
That's a good point. And maybe there was like a lag between your feed and my feed, because I was like texting you and you were like, wait, what's happening? Like you already won that bet?
Yeah. I had to put my phone down when it was like the final moments. It was like, if someone's going to know before me somehow.
Yeah.
So
yeah, I mean, I already knew about the coin toss, and you were like,
"Yeah,
wait a minute, this game fucking guy sees the future."
Yeah. I love how we're all like, we. I could care less
America.
that the 49ers lost. Yeah, America needs it, but I feel for the 49ers fans. Like they've had 10 years of heartbreak, 12 years. They go to the championship games and they lose. They go to the big games in the past 4 years and they lose. They get star quarterbacks and they go down, and then they get a new QB and he goes down, and then they get a new head coach and he loses. Yeah. It's been a tremendous, heartbreaking time to be a 49ers fan for the last 10 years and still try and keep your head up and say, we are a good team, but are you?
I look at it too. I mean, they lost to Kansas City 4 years ago in the Super Bowl too. Okay. Yeah. And then there was that clip of Kittle saying, I'll be back. And then you're here, close game, overtime. Yeah, I know he was hurt. But then I look at Kansas City. I'm like, look at who they beat down the stretch in this playoffs to get to this position. They went into Buffalo and beat Buffalo. They went into Baltimore and beat the best team, apparently, the MVP, Lamar Jackson, this offense, this defense, all of these things, the Harbaugh brothers, possibly both getting chips this year, one in college football, one in the NFL, beating that team. The Ravens basically just laid down and took that. That was the worst game in the playoffs.
Yeah.
And then you're like, Nah, the 49ers, they got everything. They got it. They got Bosa. They got Young on the line on defense.
Yeah.
They got
Mm-hmm.
Debo. They got
Mm-hmm.
Cat Free. They got all these things, and then just Kansas City figures out a way to do it in every
Just
game.
figures it out. They just figured it out every time. It's so frustrating.
I would be lying to you if I told you I watched the last drive. Once the 49ers in overtime went and kicked that field goal and Kansas City got that ball back, I kept the TV on and I just kind of walked out of the other room and I was just kind of listening to it. I'm like, they're going to do this. They're going to do this.
They're going to do it.
And they kept pushing the ball. And then, yes, Kansas City, your Super Bowl 58 champs.
Jackpot, Mecole Hardman in the corner, touchdown.
Who would have thought?
That was the worst line I could have heard that game. Tough to watch those parts of the game, but the better parts of the game were the commercials in between. The commercials in between.
Of course,
okay?
Yes.
And there were a ton of great commercials this year, but I have one that I'm going to tell you my favorite, and you tell me
your
favorite.
What was your favorite? What did you see?
I've always liked this guy, Christopher Walkin. I think if you put him anywhere, people are going to remember that product or that thing. It's for the BMW commercial where they want to be Christopher Walkin. How your car's looking good. I'm not a good impersonation.
I mean, not bad. It kind of not bad.
Those are there. If you turned off your hearing, it was that's the best commercial. Everyone's imitating him. We'll put a small clip of that up. That was the best commercial. That was the best one. Which one did you see?
I mean, that was pretty good. And I know last week on the episode you talked about that would probably be the commercial a lot of people were talking about. And that was probably my top 3 commercials. But I think there was a State Farm commercial with Arnold Schwarzenegger, which was pretty good. I thought it was pretty good. He's got an accent. And like a good neighbor. He couldn't say neighbor, and it was pretty good. Neighbor. It was pretty good. That was funny. And then at the end, they were, Arnold, we're gonna make a little script change here. And at the end, friggin' Danny DeVito comes in and he finishes the lines, and it was a little like cameo there for what was that movie that they had in like the 90s? Twins, maybe. Brothers, twins, whatever. Like something like that. So that was a good commercial. I'd
say DeVito is everywhere now. Isn't he in Jersey Mike's as well?
Jersey Mike's, he Danny DeVito, Tommy DeVito, they're all over the place. You know,
the DeVito family's thriving right now.
Thriving. I mean, I'd say a runner-up for me was the Dunkin' Donuts commercial with like Ben Affleck.
The Dunkins.
Yes, the Dunkins with Tom
Affleck
Brady
on the track. Yeah,
that was rough. That was funny though. It was funny.
Tom Brady, Matt Damon.
Commercials weren't bad. But yeah, the Christopher Walken was good. The State Farm where Arnold was good.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, the Super Bowl, not to go back to the Super Bowl, but the Super Bowl wasn't a total bust. I mean, we did lay down some bets and we did cash. In.
I'll tell you what, I was watching that first quarter and it was 0-0, and I was like, this is going to overtime. You want us to continue to watch this shit game? This is going to overtime. I quickly put in a couple dollars on to go overtime, and as they missed that at point after, I was like, this is it. This is overtime territory. Took the lock there. I was pumped about that. And you had immediate gratification almost 5 seconds into the game.
Beautiful.
What's better than that?
Beautiful. I put some money down on heads, and what did you know? Heads came out, baby, on the coin toss. Yeah.
Right away.
Love that. But, halftime show. Was trying to get some money in, for the halftime show. I mean, last week, Mikey Bugatti gave the world the prediction on first song that Usher was going to be coming out to in the halftime show. We had, oh my God, clear choice. Yeah. It seemed like clear winner.
Should have been. It felt right. It felt right.
But I think
as fans, we should, once they say, okay, next year Justin Bieber is going to be the halftime show, or let's say this year Usher. As fans, we should be able to submit videos of choreographed how we think it should go, and one
Okay.
winner gets picked, and they get flown out, and then they use their choreographed video for the show. Because, oh my God, would have been electric.
Oh
All
yeah.
right,
I
if
was
he
waiting.
rolled down on his rollerblades and came out and oh my God, I would have said, oh my God, that's crazy. I would have
Yeah,
said,
I think I think he played it. Did he even play the song? Oh my God.
yeah, because Will I Am came out.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, he did
Yeah,
play the song. Yeah, it came out to Caught Up. Totally forgot that that was even an Usher song. And
yeah,
he kind of tricked me in the beginning because he and this kind of happens in a few other halftime shows because I was watching like reruns of like old halftime show performances and like the first songs. And they like play like clips of different songs when they're first coming
yeah,
out and
yeah.
like kind of getting the crowd warm. So he like played like Caught Up, and I'm like, wait a minute, is that actually going to be the song? And then that was the song. Yeah,
Then it came out.
and then that's it. Yeah, be honest with you, I think the first part of the halftime show kind of sucked though.
Sucked.
Sucked.
Everyone was telling me, like, I saw like tweets because I was watching the live tweets as I was watching the game,
Yeah,
and I was like, finally, the halftime show just got saved, and Alicia Keys comes in playing
yeah,
piano on that sick piano. I was like, all right, that's
yeah.
cool. This is one of
Custom.
her best songs. Then fucking Ludacris comes out. I was pumped for that.
Yeah, that was pretty good. I mean, I wish they would have had like more energy like that in the beginning. I mean, the beginning
Yeah,
was kind of slow, Caught Up, and then was he even singing? Yeah, I don't know if he was singing. It didn't look
yeah.
like he
His
was singing
mic
for all
was
of it.
going in and out.
Yeah. His mic had me cracking up laughing though because it was just like bouncing like this like
Yeah,
little fucking thing just bouncing in front of his face just when he
it's
was moving.
2024, and we can't figure out how to get a good mic.
I mean, I've been trying to get you a new mic since August.
Listen, the
So,
overtime just bought it, so it's coming now.
there we go, ladies and gentlemen. You heard it here
Hmm.
first. The
Hmm.
start of the new show airing after the Super Bowl. Mikey Bugatti will have a new mic. Absolutely slam that like button because
Yeah.
of that. The
Next
quality will
week's
be better.
episode is going to be electric. I'll tell you that.
We love that. Well, speaking of electric, I mean, let's talk about Waste Management. Mikey Bugatti was in the building for the Waste Management Open over the weekend.
Yes. I took on Waste Management. I got a nice golf outfit going and a
Yes.
bright orange jacket so I could be seen on TV. I knew exactly what I was doing. I walked in there, everyone was in white and beige, and I was like, I stick out like a sore thumb. This is perfect. I'm
Right.
definitely getting in the
Yeah.
Jumbotron. I thought there was one. There wasn't.
No.
Uh, Waste Management Open sucks. Sucks. If you don't have a skybox, you are
Yep.
cattle sheep walking around in circles.
Yeah.
Okay? Let me tell you, first off, don't wear white shoes. Mud everywhere. Mud.
Mm-hmm.
Mud. Mud. The only nice areas are the golf greens. Everything else is fucking mud. It was taken on almost a fairgrounds, is what it felt like. Everything mud. It was the worst, okay? You
Yeah.
walk in, and I'm looking ahead at like 4,500 people in front of me just walking through security. It's like,
Mm-hmm.
okay. I'm getting my phone out because I bought a ticket, $120. Bought a ticket, getting ready to scan my ticket, and no scan. No,
No
no
scan.
ticket scanned.
No
Just
scan.
walked right in. So
Okay.
I wasted $120. Could have walked right in. Didn't know that. I'll start off the day pissed. Then you get to this central area where they got two signs, and it's like this hole, this hole, this hole, this way, this club, this club, this club, this way. And I'm like, I don't belong to any of those clubs. And then at the bottom, it was like everyone else this way. But
General.
then, yeah, general people this way. And then they had two signs, 16th hole this way and 16th hole this way. And I was like, how big is the 16th hole? I can go either way. Went to the left, probably should have went to the right. Went to
Oh.
the left, mud. Mud.
Mm.
I'm walking up a hill of mud. I'm seeing girls in white dresses just slide down in them. Tough day for them. Tough
Yeah.
day for them. We walked 35 minutes and I wanted to get a beer. Is that so bad? Is that so bad, Waste Management Open, that I want to get a beer?
It's known for the party at 16 beers.
No one for the party. So I said, with my girlfriend, I said, let's get some drinks. We'll
Yeah.
go figure out the lay
Let's
of the
do
land,
this.
maybe hang out by a hole, figure out where the party hole's at.
Right.
Line to get beer. These girls were in line halfway to the front. She's like, yeah, we've been online for 2 hours to get a
Oof.
beer. I was like, for a beer, 2 hours? I go, no, not doing that.
But
So I could,
did you tell them that you're with I'd Have a Beer? So,
I said, where's the I'd Have a Beer skybox?
there we go.
And they said, I've never heard of them. And I was like, I never heard of you. Get the fuck out of my face.
Yeah, wait a minute.
So punched him in his teeth. So
Mm-hmm.
I continued on, walking for another 30, 40 minutes. And I stopped and I was like, there's nothing without lines. There's lines for an hour each for
Yeah.
everything. Doesn't matter. So I was not waiting on a line. I found this guy who had a bucket, like as if he worked there, and he took like 50, 60 beers from the regular concession stand
Yeah. Good,
and
smart
started his own
guy.
line. His
Yep.
own line. And he's like, I got beers. So I get on this like 8-person line, but he doesn't have a lot of beers.
Oh
Okay.
no.
Not a lot of beers. And I go up and I'm like, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And then I come back on the line. I'm like, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And in my head, I was like, as long as the guy in front of us doesn't get 7 or 8 beers, we're okay.
We're all right.
Yep. We get up there and they go, he's like, I got 8 beers left. And there's 6 of them and 2 of me. And the guy's like, we'll take 6 beers. So I get 2 beers. I get 2 beers. And the guy's like, I'm going to go reload and come right back to this area right now. I will come back.
Yeah.
This guy came back to his area
Smart.
full of alcohol. And I was sitting right there in my orange jacket. He's like, I'll remember this jacket. I was like, I knew. So I sat there. He comes. I got halfway through my beer and he knocked it over. So he gave me a free beer. And then he gave me double the amount of beer he was allowed to because he felt bad. I'm walking around with 6 beers.
Good.
Like the fucking, I have all the drinks for my friends at the party type deal. And good. I'm trying to get to the 16th hole. You can't get in. You can't. You can't get in.
When I was trying to explain this to you and you were like, I'm waking up at 5 o'clock in the morning and I'm getting to the fucking gates and I'm getting to the 16, I'm like, everybody's going to have that same mindset because unless you, like you said, you have a box or you got special passes or whatever, or your media, whatever, you are a first come, first serve, dude.
Yeah. You are nobody. Yeah. You are absolutely nobody unless you have a skybox. I finally snuck our way into the 16th later on in the day, and I watched the 16th hole for a little bit, and I booed. I booed when they would miss anywhere near. People got in the sand pit. We were booing them. Yep. There was a streaker.
I saw that. I saw that.
Was there for that. Overall, Waste Management Open, fucking boring, and mud. And they stopped serving alcohol because they let in, here's what happened. I figured out what happened.
What happened?
They let in 20,000 people unticketed, and then they just gave up. So at that point, the only way you could get drinks were to be in the skyboxes, which was unlimited drinking food.
Nice.
So we
gotta do that one day. Yeah.
We gotta do that next year. I can figure out a way in next year.
Figure it out.
Now I know. Now I know. And I was like, there's no way they just only let those people in. They don't. There's another way to get in the 16th skybox. There's these guys called Thunderbirds. You ever heard of them?
Yeah. Aren't they the pilots?
Kind of. They're going to pilot your way into the 16th box. That's what they're going to do.
Oh,
the
okay.
Thunderbirds are these fucking... Dude, I saw one. You've probably seen a clip of this one guy. He was shirtless in like... he looked like a redneck, and he had that belt around his fucking belly.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
That belt, everyone who has that belt is a Thunderbird, and they can bring you up. You just got to ask them.
Oh.
But who knows that? So I found that out late in the day, and I went up to one. I was like, word on the street, you're a Thunderbird. He goes, I'm my B. I said, okay. I was like, I'd like to go in the box. He's like, come on with me. And we went in, but I didn't get all the way to the top. He's like, I can't bring you up there right now because they stopped serving alcohol, but I can get you in here.
All right.
So we went into the box and sat down. But next year, now I know how to get in. I just got to be a Thunderbird.
Well, from the photo you sent us in the group chat, you look like you had a pretty good view of the 16th hole, at least at one point.
Oh, yeah. I was sitting there for at least an hour and a half. I watched 15 to 18 golfers not get a hole in one. So
Yeah,
It
well,
was
you were a
tough.
part.
It was
You
tough.
were a part of history because in all the times of the Waste Management Open, they have never ran into the issue where they needed to stop serving alcohol because they've let too many people in, and it's just become like a mess, almost like a
It was
freaking
mayhem.
yeah, like a Woodstock '99 situation over there. Yeah.
Yes.
Well,
Yes.
I mean, you had originally last week. You told me your guy was going to be Siwoo Kim.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, last week I said I had Siwoo Kim, and then around like Wednesday or Thursday, maybe on Friday, I'm looking at the chart.
Yep.
Didn't know there was this many golfers, only found out because Siwoo
Lot.
Kim was not doing good. And I'm scrolling and I see like me Woo Kim, and I'm like, must be his brother. And then I keep scrolling, and then I'm down in like in the 60s, and it's like Siwoo Kim plus 12. I'm like, plus 12 sounds not good.
Not
So I
good.
reevaluated,
Not good.
and I
Yeah.
picked Nick Taylor about midway through a Friday. Put a
Right.
couple dollars on that to get paid out, and halfway through the Super Bowl, Nick Taylor cashes me money and wins. He went to a playoff. I didn't know there was a playoff in golf.
Yes, if they're tied. Yeah.
I'm imagining it's some type of Happy Gilmore, Shooter McGavin situation in which they do a last hole and then the milk crate falls in front of him and he's got to bank it off a tube and into a hole. Is
Exactly
that
like
what?
that. Yep.
Okay,
Exactly like that. Yep.
then golf is dope. Waste Management Open is sick. It's sick.
Well,
Yeah.
Nick Taylor is your 2024 Waste Management Phoenix Open champion.
Love that guy. I couldn't stop watching him. I followed him around every hole.
Now, like in a broad sense, golf.
Yeah.
Are you going to get a set of clubs now, or was the Waste Management not enough for you to commit into start getting into golf?
I don't even know what would have been the best day for me at that place.
I could tell you exactly why. It's exactly how. If all of us came out there and we got a box, that would have been the best for you.
That would have been electric.
And for everybody. Yeah.
And we sat on the 16th hole and we're just betting $5 like this guy's not getting a hole in one. This guy gets the hole in one. And just
drinking with the Thunderbirds or whatever. Maybe drinking a Zeus brewing Thunder Boom. Maybe.
Yeah. Yeah, that'd be nice. That'd be nice. Yeah, well, here's what I learned. There's two sports you watch at the Waste Management Open. It's the best. You can watch golf. A lot of people do that. Or if you get a good seat, you're sitting over a hill where there's a lot of mud and a lot of people are falling.
Yes.
That was the best. I saw this one couple, and I think a lot of people were talking about him. This girl was in all white. A nice white dress, looked like brand new white shoes, and her boyfriend said, "Don't worry, I got you. Hop on." Piggyback ride.
Hop on.
He's walking all the way down. He gets to the sidewalk, so they got off the mud. He plants his feet. He starts to lean back.
Whoop.
Slams her onto the mud. All the mud splashed in the air. This girl was brown. He could not be more clean. He looked like an altar boy, and not a splash of mud was on him. He turned around. He's like, "Yeah, it's showbiz, baby." She was full of mud.
Showbiz,
that guy's
baby.
Right now. That guy is single right now. She was pissed. There was mud in her pants. She was not having a good day, and it looked like they just got there. So to
recap your Waste Management experience in your first golf tournament, would you go to another one, or would you do it differently? What would you tell me?
Golf is for the rich. If you don't have the skybox, then you're fucking sheep. You're sheep walking around. It was not good unless you get up there. That's all I know.
Yeah.
And the whole time I wanted to get up there. That's all I wanted.
And I think you definitely went on a crazy day too, because I think Friday it like almost was like a washout. So probably everybody that wanted to go Friday ended up going Saturday. So it was double mobbed, and it was Saturday. People aren't going to go Sunday because of the Super Bowl. So Saturday was probably the big day. I made the mistake of going to an event, and I went Sunday, and you've seen it now. And I'm not the tallest person. So when you get to a hole, there's 15 rows of people, you can't see. It's tough. It is. Golf is for the rich. You got to be up in one of those boxes. Nicey nice.
You can either get a skybox or bring in some fucking stilts, and then you can have a great day. You can have a great day.
Yeah. When I went
That's
to
it.
one of the events I went to, I saw somebody was actually walking around with like a portable like step stool. That's
Incredible.
what they were walking around with like a 5-step stool that they would just plant on every hole and then just like look above everybody.
Could you imagine some small guy gets in front of you, like, wow, I got a perfect view. Then he starts to fucking climb a ladder right in front of you, and now I can't see.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, I could have used the step stool a few times, but Waste Management open. Well, good for you. I'm glad you got to experience it. You know, hey, why not? You're out in Phoenix. Might as well take advantage of it, right?
That's why I'm here. I'm a big Arizona fan now. You can see this Diamondback shirt I got on. I'm drinking a Suns brew, okay? I'm fully Arizona. Fully Arizona right now. I'm going to the Suns game coming up soon. They're playing one of the best teams in the league, the Pistons. Pumped up about that. That's going to be sick. Pistons have 7 wins. So, that's how you know they're good. It's going to be dope. Pretty pumped.
Well, I think we could literally cover everything. We talked about the Super Bowl. We talked about the commercials. We talked about the halftime. Waste Management open from Mikey Bugatti's perspective as he was there. Anything else you want to talk about the Super Bowl that we didn't already cover? I mean, Kansas City, champs again, 3 rings. What else? I mean, 49ers, sorry. Not it. Tough.
Not your year, and it's not going to be next year. The only good thing happening for the 49ers, Brock Purdy's getting a pay bump. He's not going to live with 7 people, but he's also not going to live with a championship ring.
Oof. And what a storyline it would have been for Mr. Irrelevant. 2nd year in the league, pretty much, taking the team to a Super Bowl, because then the whole storyline probably would have changed from Patrick Mahomes to Brock Purdy being like, wait a minute. Could this be the new GOAT? Could this be the new rising star? Very young. Mr. Irrelevant. Not the storylines we're going to have.
No.
That's
in an alternate universe. Tough day for Brock Purdy and the 49ers. Lick some wounds, be hurt for a little while, but be excited for the next year and know that you have your new captain.
Yeah.
Oh, captain, my captain, coming back. And maybe you'll go back again, but probably not. Mikey Bugatti has got the in for next year's Super Bowl.
All right, here we go.
And I learned this maybe 2 weeks ago, maybe 3 weeks ago, before the new logo came out. I'm going to ask you a couple questions.
You already have the new logo already?
New logo. I already have it.
Oh, I already have it. God, this guy's good.
I already have it. And I made this prediction with my friends, with you guys. I can get the receipts. I can bring it out before I saw the logo. I'm going to ask you a question. Anyone right now, go to the sports book and tell me what teams are at the most probable of winning next year. Are they the teams in the playoffs? Take a look at the list right now. Do you see all the teams that are next in line to win the Super Bowl and playoffs? Is there a team that stands out?
Is there a team that stands out? Oh,
yeah. 49ers, they were in the playoffs last year. Chiefs, they were in the playoffs last year. Eagles were in the playoffs last year. Bills were in the playoffs last year. Why are the Bengals that high on the list? Yeah. They were not on the Super Bowl. They were not in the playoffs. They didn't make it. How are they that high up above the Cowboys, above the Bills, above the Eagles? How are they that high up? My question number 1. Question number 2, where is the game played next year?
Oh, no way. No way.
New Orleans. What school is in New Orleans?
Oh, LSU.
LSU. Who went to LSU?
Friggin'
Joe Burrow.
Cool Joe Burrow.
What better perfect storyline for the NFL to have Joe Burrow, after they had a down season, come back, win it, and play against another team, a different team, that matches the Super Bowl color logo. And if you look up go ahead and look up
Super Bowl orange and red?
Color. It's orange and blue. They're playing the Dolphins. Cincinnati Bengals are the next year's champions. It's plus 1,200. The Cincinnati Bengals are winning next year. Wow. I can't believe they're that high up on the list. Why would they put them there? They weren't in the playoffs. It normally goes the playoff people and then everyone else.
I thought you were going to give me that Joe Burrow's the only person that has beat Patrick Mahomes.
That's true. That would be nice, but no one wants his face in the Super Bowl next year.
And now the odds for Cincinnati Bengals Super Bowl, it's actually at plus 1,300.
Plus 1,300. That's crazy. And below them are the Cowboys, the Eagles, Buccaneers, all teams that made it to the Super Bowl. That makes no sense to me. Why?
Wow. Mikey Bugatti. Okay.
All right. Next year, Cincinnati Bengals are your winner. Lock it in now before they make moves over the summer, before their draft pick happens to be the number one guy that everyone wants. Perhaps they go get more weapons. Maybe they get a real running back this year.
Wow.
You heard it here first on I'd Have a Beer. That's a weird number to give that team.
The day after the Super Bowl 58, Mikey Bugatti already has the future, sees the future for the Super Bowl 59. Okay.
Listen, if you sleep on money, money sleeps on you. And I'm never sleeping, all right? You're never catching me sleeping, and that's why I'm up at 9 a.m. drinking beers for you, my listeners. Okay? I'd have a beer to the Cincinnati Bengals winning next year. I'd have a beer to that.
I'd have a beer to that. I wouldn't mind that at all.
Mm-hmm. So that's my future take on the Super Bowl. I would love to see the Birds go. I just don't think it's next year.
I'd love to see the Giants go, but...
There it is. But that's it. That's the end of that. It's just but.
Tough,
so,
but yeah.
A conclusion on football here. We might be done with football, but we're not done here. We got a lot more sports coming to you. Listen, the NBA is about to roll into playoffs. We got March Madness coming up. A lot of people are pumped for March Madness. I'm pumped for Caitlin Clark in Iowa. I want the women's March Madness. This girl is unreal. She drops 40 a game. She's about to break the record. Steal it from Kelsey Plum. Be on the lookout for that.
Look at this guy.
That's tonight, I think. I think it's tonight.
Speaking of college basketball, I am actually going to Syracuse versus UNC this Tuesday. So I'll be at that game in Syracuse. But beers, you mentioned 9 a.m. beers. These are special beers, 9 a.m. beers. Here we go.
This is the best 9 a.m. beer I've had all day.
What do you got there?
I found a store that's got just Phoenix beers in it. It's amazing. It's called Total Wine. You might have one of those.
Yeah, small store. Yeah.
Yeah, it's local. And I got a Suns brew, and
that's pretty cool.
On the back it says, watching a game without one would be terrible. So this is specifically made to what you can't drink any other beer while watching a Suns game. So this is nice. This is delicious. Nothing crazy. This is just a Kolsch style ale. This is good. This is just a beer. Like if you hand someone this and blind taste test them, they're gonna be like, "This is beer."
Yep, this is a craft beer. Yep,
that's it. Right, middle of the road. Four Peaks Brewing. You've heard of Four Peaks before. They're pretty popular. Sure. That's out here in Arizona. It's great. This is a good beer. I'm having this at dinner right before the Suns game. I'm having this at a pregame.
Do what you're told.
Right across the street at the Suns game.
Boom.
I scale of 1 to 10. This is probably like a 5.3. It's just a beer.
Yeah.
It would go Bud Light, Budweiser, Sunbrew. This is where I would see this beer.
Last week I ran it back with one of my favorites. Figured I'd stay with that trend here and come back with another one of my favorites from Zeus Brewing. I got the liquid flannel back here again. So good. I had to have it twice again.
What's nice is that's a good heavy beer for 9 a.m. That's good.
So good. Once it hits your lips at 9 a.m., great. All things considered, this is a good beer. You know, like I said, I mean, I'm having it twice for a reason. It's good. 5.3. Easy to drink, which is, great in the morning. Let's see.
Yeah. There's nothing I like more than a 5.3 beer in the morning. How is that?
Yeah, it's so good. Especially liquid flannel in the morning. Love that.
Yeah.
I'm having this at dinner. I'm having this at breakfast and dinner because I'm having it right now, 9 a.m., having it at breakfast, having it at lunch, dinner, having it at any time, any occasion, having this at a tailgate. Easy to drink, like I said. I mean, shit, you might be tailgating at 9 a.m. for a game, so you could have this. I'm here tasting this right now.
We're checking it out for you guys. Yeah. We're checking it out for you guys.
I'm doing the legwork for you guys right now. Yeah, you're having this at a tailgate, early morning tailgate, late afternoon, evening tailgate. You're having this. Score, let's see.
Yeah, what do we got? Got a 10, 5?
No, this is a
no.
This is a 7.6 liquid flannel. It's a good beer.
It's a great beer. That's a great beer.
Good beer.
This guy's 9 a.m. giving you a high score for beer. Yeah. This is a good pregame. This is a good dinner. It's good beer.
I'm probably also being even more generous because I'm hammered because I haven't had breakfast, haven't had anything to eat. This is the first thing going in the gullet the Monday after the Super Bowl. Liquid flannel, 7.6. This is a good beer.
There's no better way to start your day than a Zeus Brewing Company beer at 9 a.m.
Yeah.
You know?
I mean, it's perfect for all occasions.
Yeah, exactly.
It's great.
Exactly.
It's great. But, I mean, that's it, folks. The 2023 NFL football season is in the books. The Kansas City Chiefs are world champions. Whether you like it or not, all the headlines this year, you know, like you said at the top of the show, why rob them of the last thing that they needed to check off? The Swifties got the Swiftie Bowl. Patrick Mahomes got his 3rd ring. Travis Kelce's the best tight end in the league. Apparently, their podcast is probably going to go into the stratosphere now. I think we should follow. I'd Have a Beer should follow and, you know, behind them a little bit. Now, it's just my opinion. New logo hit the streets. Okay, new merch, branding
new
out.
Merch dropping in the shop.
New merch dropping, new logo, new branding. Absolutely slam the like button. Show your appreciation for that out there. And we got some. We will be firing new content out every week, like we have. So you know, if you're a new listener, we appreciate you. If you're a avid listener, we love you as well. Mikey Bugatti, anything you want to tell the folks before we get out of here?
Yeah, you know, like I said, the money doesn't sleep. Neither do we. We'll be on top of all the sports. We're giving you hot topics. I'm giving you a bet each week. I just gave you a long future. This one, I'll hold you over the whole season.
Sure.
We're here. We're here as long as there's sports and there's beer. And I'll tell you, I got a lot of beer and there's a lot of sports for the rest of the year. We're kicking it through. So next time you sit down and you're having a beer and you have a moment, I know exactly what you're listening to. And that's I'd Have a Beer.
I'd Have a Beer.
We'll see you next time, next week. I'd Have a Beer.
I'd Have a Beer.